And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Strategic Command, World War I, the Cold Arms campaign on the Entente side. Things are interesting. Not going to necessarily say everything's going well, because it isn't. I'm not going to say everything's going terribly, because it isn't. Things are just interesting. So in the east here, don't have enough supply damage there to make that viable. You go up to 7. I'm gonna swap you with the 9. Yeah, let's do that. Detachment upgraded. Can I upgrade the guy on the front line, or heal the guy on the front line? Yeah. Okay. Could take some swings. I don't think it's necessarily rewarding enough right now. 0-0, I'll swing. We get hit with the 1. A shame. You can, in fact, up guns. We'll do that. You can up guns. We'll do that. Okay, so it looks like the Ottomans have pulled back. We know that the Bulgarians are about to join, so we're going to unleash our forces here upon them, and hopefully have enough numbers that we can just sort of rush them down before they become a real problem. Okay, let's do weapon upgrades on these guys, because they're about to get involved in fighting. Okay. Could probably do more HQs here, but we don't have them right now. Suppose instead of advancing these guys, let's get them upgraded. Get you recovered. And you recovered. Got 2 shells. I really need 5 shells for this to be a sensible thing to do right now. So I'm gonna... My offenses obviously are being delayed by the fact that the Ottomans are not fully up to snuff on shell and gas production. Yeah, we're probably going to wait until the next turn to attack. Research for the Ottomans. They've got 85. They finished something. Looks like they just finished trench warfare. Shame I can't speed up gas and shell production. Okay, so I think Russians were just going to be getting more stuff. Russia can't get an HQ. So just cores. Yeah, just cores as the Russians. And the British, at this point, I should really just be fielding a bunch of submarines in the British. Although I should do the British portion of the turn first before I start investing everything in more submarines. Oops, that went the direction I wasn't trying to get it to go, but... Okay. This one should get healed up. We send it back in. That's a destroyer. Whoop. Submarine dives. Although we did manage to get half the damage off on it. A little bit of damage to the air wing isn't much of a problem. Still got half the damage off on that one, okay. Interesting that we're being told we're only going to do like 2 damage. If we're only going to take 2, I might as well take it on the more valuable target. Yeah, runner of strikes. So I guess that's all the damage we're gonna do. Open the... Okay, let's do a partial disengage so at least they're having to look for us. Okay, so that's the fighting in the North Sea for the moment. Most of the blockades have been rendered a little bit ineffective because of the heavy fighting. See if we can put something back together. And then on the Western Front, I think on the Western Front for the French, we should actually take the time to upgrade the artillery. So no real attacking for the turn. Just the proverbial catching of breath. Reposition that trench. It's not quite the right facing. Here we go. And yeah, I think at this point we're down to research. It's tempting to spend all this on British research, but I probably need to spend it on the British fleet. At least getting the destroyers back up to snuff. Finish artillery weapons. Let's take both tank development. We're gonna field tanks as the French. We're gonna want to be able to upgrade them. And then we'll grab production tech. Next production tech, get that in the queue. We've got a artillery in the process for the Italians, right? Yeah. Yeah, for the Italians as well, we're probably going to be held up in gas and shell if we don't start taking gas and shell, so let's take it. Serbia. Serbia's about to get real interesting because we're about to get attacked by the Bulgarians in the back. Still grab the last infantry weapons. Oh, I was technically saving them for the core, but too late. And then you can't spend anything that costs more than 80. Gonna grab another ground attack. But no, I think I'll hold on to that. Okay, let's cycle the turn. Let's see how the Central Powers are responding to the evolving situation. They've definitely got a very exposed area over here, so we may see more response to move in there. Bulgaria is about to join, so we'll see how they respond to Bulgaria joining. We're laying siege to Medina. As these guys move up, we'll have the supply to potentially push into the Ottoman rear here. These guys have recovered, so either we need to start pushing with them again, or I need to pull them out for deployment. They'd be good up in the mountains over here as well. Austria-Hungary still suffering from that loss of grain. Bulgaria militia mobilizes to defend Sofia. Bulgaria joins Central Powers. Agent sabotage the metalworks. Foreign Minister diplomatic success Norway towards the Entente even more. Already made it with rough seas. We do still have some limited blockading going on, and their fighting near the lines is causing interruptions to shipping as well. We've got Armored Warfare level 2, so we can start with the deployment of the first French tank corps. So many near misses. Russia has got gas and shell production level 1, so then we're getting 2 a turn instead of 1 a turn. That's a big improvement. USA develops industry tech level 3. So that's 10% more shipping to the UK, as well as USA developing more resources. 10% faster. Well, that was a big hit for defensive fire on the destroyer. Came right up to my port. Although, dreadnoughts are not the best at firing at submarines. Enemy contact. Enemy contact. Do some more damage on that battlecruiser. They hit my mine! Oh, it took the ship out. Sadly, I don't think you get national morale for sinking things with mines. They still lose the ship, and that's expensive. I guess our fighters aren't close enough, because we didn't get an intercept off there. That's some pretty heavy artillery bombardment. Looks like the French lines are mostly holding. And or at least doing a decent trade with the Germans they're fighting. Oh, I think we lost like Cav. Yeah, we lost the Cav. I was wondering for a moment if I was able to get the Austro-Hungarian dreadnought destroyed, but no. Okay, loss of grain from Galicia leads to hunger in Austria-Hungary. German morale is boosted by the use of unrestricted naval warfare. Bulgaria's entrance to the war reduces Serbian national morale. Austria-Hungary welcomes Bulgarian entrance into the war. USA protests the use of unrestricted naval warfare. Artillery deploys, sub-deploys. And we've got limited blockading of both lines. And they're interrupting it on one of the two locations. New Zealand introduces conscription to make up for declining recruitment rates. A fanatic attacks the Ottoman Minister of War, Enver Pasha, blaming him for their defeats. Don Cossack Corps destroyed. Okay. Commander-Chief, Serbian Army, General Putnik. The enemy forces close to Niš is important. We plan ahead for the next phase of the war. If the situation develops so that we're unable to resist the enemy's advance, then we should consider evacuating our forces to friendly Entente territory. This is because we lose Belgrade, Niš, and Uskba. Then any of our units that are in friendly territory outside of Serbia When that happens, we'll continue to fight on from exile for king and fatherland with faith in God. That was basically a statement of, we're a little worried, prepare for the worst. Although it may be a little preemptive, because I don't think the situation for Serbia is quite that dire. Few shells, although they're still entrenched at 5, so it's not going to be enough yet. The supply isn't low enough yet. It's getting close. Still 0-0. Oh, we can do a little bit reinforcing, so we'll do that. I don't know if it's attacking yet. Although these guys are getting 5 supply, right? So we're in a situation where unless we can get start damaging the supply modifiers there, we're not going to get them to collapse. Okay, distorted detachment, not bad. We're definitely at the point where if I can attrit the entrenchment off of a guy, then I can destroy them with the infantry pretty easily. Okay, enough shells here. Let's focus on getting rid of that Austro-Hungarian corps. We're not going to take its position line, we're just going to try to destroy the unit. There we go. You've got 6 shells, that location has 5 entrenchments, so in we go. Recon bombers, start the show. Here we go. Another hex cleared, another German corps destroyed, and they're unlikely to throw us out of that hex. Actually have the heavy bomber take a swing. Okay, so that went well. Eastern Front isn't making a lot of progress right now. Let's do that. Let's move down the road, try to threaten down here. Here, if I can cut the rail connection there, they're gonna have issues. Okay. That's working, that's working. Don't have the supply to recover there. Let's pull you back. They follow, that's fine. So I really want to get you into port. It's gonna recover. The Western Front, obviously you need to heal. We're going to stay there. Maybe the question is, should it stay there? And the answer might be no. But, we've got the shells. Oh, we're not in range for the reconnaissance. Interesting. We need to move up then. Although, we got range to there, so yeah, we're like 1 hex off, so we need to move like there. Do I hold off a turn because of that? No. Okay. That went better than I was expecting. There was not a person hiding here in the fog of war, which is why it's better than expected, because I was expecting to run into an ambush, and we did not, in fact, hit an ambush. the shelling. We're gonna have to leave it with one entrenchment. We're gonna attack it from 4 different sides, so I don't think the remaining one entrenchment's gonna be too much of an issue. I was hoping we could get someone into that hex, but apparently that's not in the cards. Half expecting that, yeah. Okay, so we're definitely hitting the Germans hard on the Western Front. We will about to get a national morale hit on them from Mulhausen here, fallen. And we're down to 2 French hexes left to take, and 2 Belgian ones, and we're back to pushing them all the way onto German territory. Oh, I could have done that for the recon, we would have been able to skip the ambush. That was a mistake on my part, I suppose. Okay. Dive to the river again. Although we managed to do some damage before they dived. Okay, if we do 1 more damage. No. Oh, we did damage. Okay, so I think we sent them to the bottom. I don't think we got any national morale buff from them because they went around. They did the dive, obviously. Hiding the result from us, but. Oh, no! If I'd gone one down, we would have been able to hit it again. Okay, so there's a battleship. Send the 9 after the battleship. We've got a strike. Get rid of the battleship. Light cruiser, yeah. Oh. Let's take a swing at the sub. No luck. You have a swing. Can you get up there? Ah, it survives with 1. Armored carrier, or armored cruiser. It's really trying to get it killed, and it's really refusing. Well, the sub has 1 shot left. Take it. Ah, no dice. Is all the shots are empty? Yeah. Start bringing some French ships over. Compensate for the destroyed British ones. Okay. I think that's the state of affairs. We're not making as much progress as I'd like, but we're definitely not losing, let's say. The naval fight up here is definitely not going the way we want. We still got a couple dreadnoughts up here, so we still have quite a bit of capacity to swing at surface targets. Yeah. We got the ability to swing at surface targets, but not necessarily enough to bring what we want down. So it's always a little annoying. So on to purchase/replace. Okay, the British don't need to replace anything, so we might do research or we might do a bunch of destroyers. I'm not sure which yet. French don't need to replace anything, so we'll probably look at research for them. Oh, the Serbians probably want to do a core if they can, but they may not be able to. And do you want to replace that one Cossack group? Let's look at the war maps. Convoy routes. French are sending the max. Let's get the Russians back in on it. Because the Serbians need every last drop they can, because they're being attacked from both sides. Get the gas shell production going again. Up to 2. So this obviously needs to be spent on troops, because we can't spend on research. That needs to be spent on troops. The Italians are working on artillery, working on gas shell. We got artillery in the works. Let's get the gas shell going faster. We're going to want that artillery to shoot more. French can spend at most 50. No, almost 60. Although that doesn't really get us anything. To win airship. Okay, so French are probably just going to grab a unit. British. They're working the anti-sub as best they can. Spying is done. Let's grab that last infantry warfare. And some more gas and shell. Thanks for the gas and shell. Yeah, let's spend the rest of this on destroyers. Can't go to mountain cores as the French, which is a bit of a shame. About the one, that's all we're getting. Grab it, just a brand new infantry corps. And then on the infantry corps here. So I could have spent that on diplomacy if we wanted to. For example, we could be pushing the Romanians to come in. Well, we have our 5 chits invested here as the Russians. We're waiting for the Sweden ones to hit. Or put 4 in Sweden. Where was the other one? Denmark? 1 in Denmark. Waiting for those to hit. Could put a French one somewhere. We'll put that in Romania. Try to get Romania coming in a little bit sooner. I suspect Romania will sort of end up being the death knell for Austria-Hungary, because it's going to open up their front a lot more. And they're already showing signs that they don't have more. So opening front on them is going to be real bad. We saw that there were Ottoman troops here before. There might not be anymore. They might have sent them west, or sent them east. And the other Ottomans are real close. So if we could occupy like 5 of the national morale objectives, they'll collapse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they've got enough national morale objectives. It's simply just getting to them at this point to get the Ottomans to give up. Loss of grain leads to hunger in Austria-Hungary. France celebrates the taking of Mulhausen. They still successfully doing undersea naval warfare. Sink one of our merchantmen. One of the USA merchantmen. Just pushing the USA farther into the war. Further towards the war. German action on the distant blockade line interrupts stuff. Separately successful French ace Ren Fonoc gains his first return kill. Okay. Anti-submarine warfare is up to 93%, so that's for the second one. Gas shell production giving us level 1, so we can shoot twice as much. Industry level 3 for the French. Production level 1 for the Serbians, so it'll make the Serbian troops cheaper to repair. Russia develops aerial warfare level 1 and logistics level 3. And industry level 3. Well, that's an interesting sign. We'll see if they put something back on that hex, because if they just abandon the hex, then we'll just take it. Oh, we lost that cavalry unit. Austro-Hungarian Dreadnought simply accidentally getting itself destroyed. Yeah, that works for me. I think one of the subs just ran the Dreadnought line. Loss of grain from Galicia leads to hunger in Austria-Hungary. Okay. And yeah, I think we're coming up on where I should put another part break in. These turns are definitely taking longer with the very large amounts of naval action going on. Loss-wise, we still got the... Oh, Germany's almost up to half the casualties itself. So yeah, I think we started to swing the naval war again back against them. So 69% of casualties are on the Central Powers. Anyway, still lost more dreadnoughts as the British. Although, if you start accounting for destroyers and pre-dreadnoughts, I think it's starting to tip back in our favor there. Yeah, the Austro-Hungarians have now joined the club of double-digit core loss. The Ottomans aren't far behind. National morale-wise, 84, 84, 89, 72, 81. Americans aren't in yet. 57 as the Germans. So the Germans are beginning to struggle. 55 as the Austro-Hungarians, and 21% as the Ottomans. So I'm going to resist the urge to play a little bit more of this part. We're already up to an hour for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow as we continue all the campaigns. Continue to put more and more pressure on all the people. Things continue to go according to plan. I would not be surprised if we see some surrenders happening soon, potentially during the stream. So if you're watching YouTube, part tomorrow. If you're watching Twitch, we're going to take a short, 3-minute break. So I can get up, stretch legs, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to recording. So until the next part, I wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.